Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's do our final level 10 of the P&L. So now we want to deal with the code for PBT, profit before tax. So this should be our final level for this P&L before we even think of printing it within Excel. So let me just take you back to where we were doing our code. We see how we can go about this level 10 for PBT. So we've done up to level 9. So we want to do level 10, and level 10 is our final level for the PBT. Because within my data frame there's no element of tax, so we're just doing coding up to profit before tax. So our first line of code here, let me just now try to comment everything out. So our first line of code here is earnings before depreciation and amortization, and we are saying that is equal to level 9.log in square bracket level 9 in square bracket again category is equal to earnings before depreciation, amortization and tax. And down here we are saying that depreciation and amortization is equal to level 9.log, and level 9 category is equal to depreciation and amortization. So we are selecting two rows with these values. One row with the values for earnings before depreciation and amortization, and then the other row with the depreciation and amortization. So we want to net off the depreciation and amortization from the earnings before depreciation and tax, so that we can get the profit before tax. So down here we have if you remember the principle that we used in the element, or rather getting the earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization, is the same principle that now we are using down here. So again we are saying that depreciation and amortization value is equal to dep and amortization. So we are putting all the numerical columns within square bracket, and we are multiplying by -1. So we want to negate those values. So we want to turn the depreciation and amortization and numerical values into negative. Then after turning them into negative, again now we are saying that the dep and amortization variables is now equal to the dep and amortization value with those negative values. So this variable has negative values, so now we are equating the dep and amortization to the negative values. So when we come down here now, we'll calculate the PBT. So PBT is just earnings before depreciation and amortization, and then we'll subtract the dep and amortization. But since now we've turned the dep and amortization value to negative, so the best thing now to do is to add the values, because a positive value plus a negative value, it means like a positive value minus a negative value. So down here we are saying that PBT is equal to PD.concat EBT EBD 80 comma dep and amortization, and then in square brackets, then x is equal to 0. Then again we are trying to reset the index. The down here we are saying pbt.log in square bracket pbt is equal to pbt, and then we are putting the numerical columns within double square brackets, and then we are summing the values. So here is where we are summing the values of deep amortization, and then down here we are saying that pbt is equal to pbt.replace the null values with pbt. So where there are null values, we are replacing those null values with pbt. Then the next line of code is pbt.drop index x is equal to 1. So after reindexing, we have to drop the index, and then this other line of code we are saying that pbt is equal to pbt.tail. So we are only picking the last row after summing the numerical columns. So that is all about pbt. And then down here, the last line of code we have not last, but this last line of code we are having level 10 underscore p and l is equal to pd.concat. So now we are concatenating level 9 with pbt, and then the axis is equal to 0. Then we are dropping the subledger, and then the axis is equal to 1. So when we are concatenating, we are concatenating along the rows, so the axis has to be 0. And again, when we are dropping the columns, the axis has to be 1 because we are dealing with columns. And then down here we are saying that level 10 BS. So we have another variable here for level 10 BS. The level 10 BS, we are saying that level 10 underscore BS is equal to pbt. So the value that we've received here, or rather we've gotten here as profit before tax, this value we'll use it when we were doing our balance sheet. So that's why I'm coming up with another variable here, level 10 underscore BS, to mean level 10 underscore balance sheet is equal to this value for pbt. And then again, there's another variable again for level 10 CF, mean level 10 underscore cash flow. So this is a variable for cash flow is equal to level 10 underscore P and L. But now we are dropping the period actual. We are dropping the period budget. We are dropping the YTD budget. We are also dropping the period last year and the YTD last year. So what we want to remain with, we want to remain with the YTD actual, YTD for cash flow. We want to remain with YTD actual and total last year. So we only have two comparative figures, meaning we only have two columns for YTD actual and YTD last year. So this is the variable for cash flow, where we have level 10 P and L dot drop. So we are dropping these other columns that we will not use in our cash flow. So before we call it a day for this P and L coding, so let's try and print the deep, rather the PBT. Let's see what we have as PBT. So here we have pbt.concat. So let's start with printing this one. We see what we have. So now we want to print a PBT. So the period number is still 1, and the financial year in review is 2017. So this is what we have as PBT. So this is the PBT data frame before we sum the values for, or rather before we net off the values for depreciation from earnings before depreciation, amortization, and tax. So again, let's print PBT after just summing the values. So I will come down here and print PBT. Period 1, then we have the financial year in reviews 2017. So this is what we have again. So the PBT figure that you want is this this last row where we have 372,786.14 under YTD budget. And we also have null values. So when you see null values here, or not a number of values, they are being replaced down here. We are replacing the null values within this code. Here we are saying that PBT is equal to PBT.replace in bracket np.none, then comma PBT. So here we are replacing the null values, and then again we are trying to drop index. So the index that we are dropping is this one for this index here, where we have index in bracket we have 47 and 48. So we are dropping this index, and then PBT is equal to PBT.tail. So after dropping the index, we'll only select this last row where we have PBT. We are only interested in the PBT value, so we are only selecting the last row, and then we are now concatenating that last row, of which we are calling our PBT with the level 9, and level 9 we had done earlier. So let me come down here again and print for you PBT, our last and final PBT. So let's print. We see what we have as PBT after re-indexing, replacing the null values, and dropping the index. So the period number is 1. Financial year in review is 2017. So lastly, this is what we have as our profit before tax. So we just have a single row. We have a data frame with a single row. So this is our PBT data frame. So now we need to concatenate the level 9 with our PBT. So we have this line, this code where we are saying that level 10 underscore P&L is equal to pd dot onCat level 10 comma pbt axis is equal to 0, then we're dropping the subledger. So here let me do away with this command for printing out pbt, and then after dropping the subledger again, I want to drop category. So I will do here category. I want to show the true picture of what we are supposed to have in our final product. And then we need to put them in square brackets. Axis is equal to 1. And again we need to group by in bracket. I want to group by ledger. And sort is equal to false, and that's it. Let's now see if we have correctly drop. After dropping the subledger and the category, axis is equal to 1. Then we want to group by ledger. Then we don't want to sort the rows. So sort is equal to false. So down here now we can print our level 10 and then print in bracket level 10 underscore PNL. So let's print. So the PS should be total. So let me run the code again. So period is 1, and then the financial year is 2017. Data frame, object as good now, attribute group drop. Let me see which one is this one now. 1870. So this last whatever is causing error. So what I need to do, let me try it. Comment this one out. Then I'll run the code again. process finish with exit code 0. Okay, so this group by has a problem. So what I need to do, let me try to instead, let me bring it down here. So here we'll say level 10 underscore p and l is equal to, so this one I need to put it in a proper indent, is equal to level 10 underscore p and l with group by ledger sort is equal to false. So now let me remove the backslash and then let's print again the level 10 copy and L data frame. You see how it looks like. Yes, so here we'll say 1 for period number, then 2017 for financial year in review. Pandas.co group by generic data frame group by object class. Okay, group by must have some, so it's me is not doing the correct thing. So let me run again. Period 1, then the financial year in review is 2017. So I hope now we have the correct data frame. So this is what we are supposed to get when we do our final level, which is level 10. So here we have ledger, we have sales volume, we have sales, we have cost of sales, we have gross margin, direct expenses. So this is what we have for period 1, but let me just try to print it out within Excel. So what I will do down here, so when we come back, we'll see how we can save this within Excel, but then I will be moving to to the next topic, where we'll be doing the monthly figures as opposed to what we are doing here for P&L YTD. So share the videos, subscribe if you haven't, and please comment on the coding so you can share as well some good ideas on how to have the best code for doing this P&L for financial information. So thanks a lot for watching, and let's meet again on the next video.